Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back. Today I'm bringing you guys a video of my top 10 changes coming in the Taken King. So, recently a bunch of information has been dropped with Game Informer getting their hands on the Taken King, and today I'm going to break down my top 10 favorite changes coming with the Taken King DLC. So first off, we will no longer have class-specific materials, we'll no longer have sapphire wire or hydronic essence or plasteel platings. Instead, you can go ahead, once the Taken King comes out, you can go ahead and go down to the Vanguard Quartermaster and you can trade all of those materials in for the new armor materials. So this is going to make things a lot easier if you have 3 characters and you're always leveling up your gear, so no longer will you need to worry about grinding on all characters to get different materials. You can just go ahead and transfer them all in for one uniform material. Now, for number 2, we have the new Gunsmith rank. So as you guys already know, with the Cryptarch and the daily Vanguard and Crucible bounties, we do have our own set rank. And now you will have a set rank for the Gunsmith. So once you level this up, every day you will have a gun-specific bounty that you can complete by going out into Destiny and using a certain weapon that he gives you for the day. And once you complete enough bounties, you will rank up your Gunsmith, and you can order new class-specific items. Now on to number 3, we do have new ghost shells coming to Destiny. So as of right now, the only ghost shells that we have are the original one that they give you, and the ghost shell for pre-ordering the limited edition of the game. But now you will be able to unlock and find new ghost shells. And these ghost shells will not just be for opening up doors, instead they will now have class-specific abilities. So one ghost shell we know of right now will be able to drop more glimmer while fighting high, and other ghost shells are already reported to show you where spin metal is and other materials on maps. So these new ghost shells will actually have some use to them and will not just be the normal ghost shell used to open up doors. Now on to number 4, we have the new faction alliances. So no longer will you need to wear a Dead Orbit cloak or a Future Warcloak cloak or whatever faction you want to earn reputation for. Instead, now you will just go there to the shop and you will pledge your allegiance. And instead, you will just have a badge that you can keep until the next time you want to switch it up. Now on to number 5, we have the new light levels coming to Destiny. So as of right now, we can go ahead and get up to rank 34 in Destiny with the light level on our gear. But no longer will this be an issue. Instead, now you will just go ahead and rank up just like normal, like you did from level 1 to 20, straight up to level 40. But light will not be leaving the game. Instead, light now will have a new purpose. It's for your defense abilities, your attack power, and your intellect and strength. So all this is actually going to come into play now, and we will have to find specific gear with the specific sets of abilities that we want. Now on to number 6, we will no longer have Crucible marks or Vanguard marks. Instead, we will just have a set amount of legendary marks. So they haven't said how many legendary marks we will be able to hold each week, but my guess is somewhere around 400, maybe even 500, allowing us to buy some extra stuff here and there since we're going to need these marks for each shop. So this is going to be pretty awesome, not having to get your Vanguard marks just in Vanguard or just your Crucible marks just in Crucible. Instead, you just be able to do whatever you want, and you can get the max amount of marks each week without having to do stuff you don't actually want to do. Now on to number 7, we have Zir's new item. So once the Taken King comes out, Zir will have a new item in his shop called the 3 of Coins. And what this is going to do is going to increase your exotic drop chances from each boss that you kill. So I'm not really too sure how this is going to work, but by the sounds of it, we will be able to just run strikes and kill any boss that we want, and we will be able to get an exotic as a drop. But now, this also could tie in with the new public event coming to the Taken King. So if you want to see a video on the new public event, I will definitely leave a link to that in the description. But basically what this new public event is going to be a place in the Dreadnought where you can go ahead and just summon up any boss. So these 3 of Coins will be a great thing to use for this boss. You'll most likely just be able to go there and start grinding these bosses with your 3 of Coins for exotic drops. So I'm going to make sure I have a bunch of strange coins on me for the first time that Zir comes around after this DLC. I'm definitely going to be buying a bunch of these coins and testing this out. Now on to number 8, we do have the new strike playlist coming with the Taken King. So instead of the strike playlist we have now, instead we're just going to be broken down into 3 different strike playlists. So we're going to have Vanguard Legacy, which is going to be all the original strikes. Then we will have Vanguard Ursa, which will be all the random heroic strikes. And then we will have Vanguard Marmoset, which will be all of the Taken King strikes. So this is going to be a lot better because it's going to be a little bit more organized than the old strikes where you're just doing all the strikes in the game at different levels. Instead, now they're all going to have their own distinct value, and you can still go ahead and get those original weapons from the original strike playlist. Now for number 9, we did save one of the best for last. We do have all new redesigned bounties coming to Destiny. So instead of just the original bounties we have now where you just go into Vanguard and you go into Crucible and do the same thing every week, we will now have class-specific, fireteam-specific, and even Trials bounties. So this is going to be pretty insane. So pretty much everything that you do now will have its own bounty, and there will even be a weekly bounty which will give you some pretty crazy rewards. So now instead of just running the same Crucible bounties and the same Vanguard bounties every day, we will get a completely new redesigned bounty system with new bounties for just your class, even just that you can do with your friends and your fire team. So this is going to be a lot better, and we'll switch things up a little bit and make things a little bit more fun. And finally, we do have number 10, which is how we will be able to get the new Sleeper Simulant Exotic Fusion Rifle. So Bungie has already said that in the Dreadnought there will be 50 hidden locations that we need to find, and we can go ahead and pick up each piece to this gun until we can finally build it. So this is going to be one of the most in-depth exotic guns in the game. So this is probably going to be one of the most sought-after guns in the game, and this is going to take quite a bit of work in order to build this thing. But anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed all these facts. Be sure to let me know what your favorite fact was in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like, and I will catch you guys tomorrow in another Destiny video. Peace.